Rec room filmmaking is where some people take the plunge into the great career of a director. Some know what to do, some don't know where to start. With that being said, let's make you a better director. Today, we'll be talking about voice and dialogue.
Since I'm not the most experienced to talk about this, I'll be handing this off to my co-director, Boot.
The first topic we're going to go over is voice roll-off. Voice roll-off is a setting in the roll chips that determine how far away you can hear someone. You can find voice roll-off on your watch by going to this room, settings, game roles, and on the second page of the shared role settings.
Since I'm the one filming this and I cannot have voice roll-off on myself, Boot here will show you the importance of voice roll-off.
Now on the setting of 10 meters, it doesn't go that far away.
As you can see, 10 meters does not give you much leeway for speaking. On the contrary, if we have a 500 meter voice roll-off, Boot will sound a lot louder when he's not even close to the camera.
This sounds better if you're trying to get someone like up close or even far away to have like that good mic effect if you're ever doing a dialogue.
But you do need to make sure that everybody else is quiet on set if they're not acting. Another thing to keep in mind when you're doing voice roll-off, make sure that you have Hear From StreamCam on. Otherwise, your voice roll-off will be based off your character's head, not your stream camera.
The next topic we're going over is directional voice chat. Directional voice chat is a subroom setting that makes people sound quieter when you're not directly looking at them. You can find the directional voice chat in this room, settings, subroom, and within the scroll menu of the subroom.
Unless you're using first-person camera settings, I do not suggest at all to have directional voice chat on, mainly because it is not bound to the stream camera when Hear From is on, rather it is always bound to the head. Here's an example.
Me talking like this is because I'm quiet and also making it louder from when I talk sometimes.
As you could tell, when I was facing away from Boot, he sounds quiet, no matter that the stream cam is still facing towards him.
This is said example.
Compared to...
This is said example. Earlier in the video, Kenai mentioned the stream camera Hear From settings, but did not go in depth with them. I feel that it's important that we directly talk about them. I know this doesn't tie directly to voice, but it's very important when recording voice lines in game that you know about the stream camera Hear From settings. You can find these in settings, advanced settings, stream mixer, and there should be a slider from player/ears to stream camera.
Same issue as always, I cannot apply the Hear From to myself, so Boot here will show you the demonstration of Hear From stream camera and Hear From player ears. Currently we are using Hear From stream camera. This is the left side, this is the right side. If you're wearing headphones, you will notice this way easier.
Left, right.
Now if we switch the Hear From to player/ears, this will now be the left and this will be the right, which is the opposite of what the stream camera should hear.
Right, left.
Always make sure when you're using a third-person stream cam to have it Hear From stream camera. That way your audio is always correct.
The last topic for me is emphasis. Emphasis is taking some words in a sentence and adding an exaggeration value to them to make them sound and stand out more than the rest of the words in the sentence. Having some words with emphasis can actually change the sentence all completely from the way you say it. An example of this would be the quote, "I didn't steal from you." Now at the beginning you could say, "I didn't steal from you," 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 and "I didn't steal from you."
We are currently in Audacity here to show you how you can make adjustments to your out-of-game voice lines in post-production. When recording your voice lines, try not to speak directly into the mic, as it can cause a lot of pops. You can get a pop filter, but if you can't get one at the moment, what you can do is use your shirt. But if somehow you don't have a shirt, what you can do is instead of speaking into the mic, speak off to the side of the mic. I'll record now 2 examples. This is me speaking directly into the mic. This is me speaking away from the mic. As you can see, when I said speaking, the P did not get as poppy on the second one as it did the first one. Now what we can do to improve the audio here is first get a noise reduction. What you can do to do that is highlight a section that has no noise in it but may have background noise. Go to Effects, Noise Reduction, and get Noise Profile. Then select everything in your audio clip, go back to Effect, Noise Reduction again, and click OK. It will now reduce all noise in the background. One downside to this is that the audio could be a little bit more compressed now. Now, if you're recording voice lines outside of game, you will notice that the Rec Room mic sounds a little bit more bassy than recording in post. To fix that, go to Effect, Bass and Treble, and add at least 3 decibels of bass to the voice lines. This will increase the volume of the voice a little bit, but it shouldn't change too much. Another thing you want to do is make sure that the voice lines are as loud as possible, but not too loud. For each section, you want to select them, go to Effects, Amplify, and do not change this at all, because if you change it, it will go over the limit and will not allow you to do anything. What happens if you do go over the limit is that it'll clip out and sound really bad. This is me speaking away from the mic, very distorted. On the other hand, if you go to Amplify, do not change it, it will try to attempt to make everything loud. This is me speaking away from the mic, and it did a pretty good job. Another thing to keep in mind when you're doing your post-production voice lines is the distance between the camera and you. We are currently in the briefcase project file, and an example of what I use for distance is, see how I'm all the way back here, and even though I'm right up next to my mic when I recorded this, I made it sound like I'm all the way back here.
You had a rough night.
As you can see, I'm sort of yelling my words, but not really. And one final thing, I went over this in sound, but I'll make it more important in here. You need to make sure that your panning is correct. In Sony Vegas, you can activate panning by clicking the FX button on your audio, clicking the plus, and then finding pan. From there, you'll get a slider from left to right. The more left it is, the more in your left ear it'll sound. The more right ear it'll sound. There isn't really an easy way to tell how far you need to pan, but what I usually do is start at a low percent and see what sounds natural.
You had a rough night.
Slide it up a little bit more,
You had a rough night.
and that sounds about right.
Thank you for watching our tutorial. We hope you learned something, and stay tuned for our next video, which is about acting.